everyone, we're back for Roxy's part 18. Now, apologies I've been away. I haven't been away. I've been busy doing my diorama and learning a whole heap of new things, but I just couldn't juggle all of Lily's stuff in the house, the diorama, everything I had to do for it was all new learning, so it took me more focus and concentration. And then, can you believe it, I decided I'd start a new YouTube channel because I didn't know that you'd all want the diorama stuff anyway. So that's what I did. And that's what I've been doing. That's where I've been. So anyway, I'm back. Now, I tried to print on my printer, and you know what? I actually gave up. I did take footage of each attempt, but really this is still the end result. So I had it taped along here, then I tried it taped down the sides. I didn't try taping it down here, but every time it went in, if the sides weren't, it would buckle like that. So I probably needed to glue it down to a backing paper, but in the end I finally got a moment, finished my diorama, and I wanted to make this before I go and do a pet sit tonight and tomorrow night, so as I can get a video up, and I've still got glue all over the place. Anyway, in the end I just decided, you know what, if I Mod Podge over a picture, a cute old little picture, maybe that'll work for my printed image, because the Mod Podge makes it kind of go a little bit like, now which one? I'll use this full strength. It kind of makes it go a little bit like material in a way. I've just taken all my brushes downstairs to wash. Okay, here's one little one over here. This can take ages. But yeah, my table. Oh, okay, so I have to tell you the story. So the diorama I had to make in 3 different parts. So it was actually the base, the diorama with the landscaping and stuff. I made some mushrooms to go on the fairy ring around it, and I made a character. So for me, the mushrooms weren't too hard, they were pretty easy, just playing with clay and making mushroom shapes. But the character I haven't done really sculpting before. So let's see if this one works. This might just be one of those videos that I just stop and start 1,000 times, because everything I attempt doesn't work. So I'd really love to be able to print on my printer, so I was a bit disappointed about that not working. This will have to wait and dry. Put it over there. Good job that's a crappy brush, because I don't even have any water next to me. So maybe in the end. Now, I haven't even thought where this is going in the book. Let's recap. I feel like I've been away from it for ages. The recap is that this would be the page it's going on, and this is just not really big enough for that picture, and neither was my other little envelope. So I think I'm just going to make it and then find a place for it later. That might be the best idea. It can always go, inside front cover or inside back cover or whatever when that's all finished. Right, let's get on with it. I just went through my stash, and look, honestly, this is very Christmassy, and I think that this is still an October challenge, so that's funny. It's just an old bit of material I got off someone. The writing's upside down, and the holly, if you put it this way, that's not the way holly is on a bush, is it? Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I'm just gonna. I don't even know. I'm a bit like, Oh, what a whirlwind, you know, like 10 days behind on videos for this channel. Lily moving in. Oh, it's just, oh my goodness. My goodness, better put my mannequin there. And also, so next door also sold. So as you know, I'd probably said, I was taking all of their stuff to the op shop because, you know, neither of them live in Melbourne anymore. He lives in New Zealand and she lives in Tasmania, and so neither of them were here to sort of, he came over and sorted the house out and got rid of stuff, and I've just, you know, helped as much as I can because I've been watering their plants for over a year while they've both not lived there. Anyway, it finally sold. How's that? And so I have got all the plants. I was gifted all the plants and a few other bits and pieces along the way. Now that it's sold, the new owner doesn't want the furniture. So, oh my God, I don't know how this actually happens in my life, but it's good because I have Huss's old sofa because I just wanted, my old one was a bit old. So he gave me his one, but it's really way too big for the space. So because I've helped them so much, they're just gifting me their sofa, which is smaller and more appropriate for the space. They'll do for scissors. So it's ended up though not being just that. So I've got an IKEA table that's the teak ones. Oh, if you're in Australia or anywhere else in the world that has IKEA, I've got a table that has the IKEA teak, you know, it's that brown colour. So, you know, barbecue table out the back. But they had a little chair set that actually matches. So I don't know, I just honestly, what a gift, eh? So I've got this sofa, I've got the chair set that matches my table in the backyard. I've got, well honestly, he just wants to get rid of it all now and he's even happy for me to take it. So I've got a little, been able to pick up a Dyson vacuum cleaner, which I like because it's you know, it's smaller and easy to handle up the stairs here. What else? I've got to do another op shop run with all his, like, you know, bath mats and stuff like that that are not appropriate for my house, and I've got plenty. So I've got all the prints. If I don't like the print, I can use the frame because they were going to go to the op shop. I've picked up an A-frame bookcase. It's like Christmas. Oh, I'm not having Christmas this year. That's given me a Christmas. Because, you know, both the girls are going to be gone. I'm not going to my family this year because I've got too much pet sitting and it's the opposite way and too far away. So it's a weird year. So I'm now really have to get rid of all the stuff I've got that is not quite right for the space, and I'm actually looking forward to having a bit of a design, you know, just a new design around the house. So I've also now got to get rid of a whole heap of stuff myself. So that's Lily moving in, me having a house full of someone else's stuff that's going to replace my stuff, but I've got to sell my stuff, doing the other YouTube channel and the diorama, and also now is the season where all the pet sitting really ramps up because people go away. So tonight doing a dog and 3 cats at a house because they haven't been away in 10 years and they're going away for their 10-year anniversary, wedding anniversary. I hope that dog behaves. If anyone remembers the last story of the last dogs. Yes. Anyway, waffling again, but I mean, the other channel is very much a different editing style. And I've actually, professionally wrote the script. I actually thought I'd give that a go and overdubbed it. Usually I don't, I'm just waffling like now. Good old waffle. So I'm just doing little almost invisible stitches. Get this down, so it'll be like a little bit of a postcard. It just will not be something I've printed myself from an antique. This isn't even antique-y really. Just thinking I should bring some blue back in because it feels very red for my blue book. Maybe that's okay. I'm just going to come under there. I think I'll do a different colour on the red. So that's my whirlwind, why I've been away for a bit. And of course it hasn't stopped because now coming up to my busy season, because everyone goes away for Christmas, etc. And also we've yet to get Lily up to Queensland for the transfer, her new job up there. And she's still looking for a place to rent, and honestly, Queensland has just, because when COVID hit, so many people in Melbourne and probably Sydney too all moved up to Queensland because they weren't having as severe lockdowns as us down here. So now the rent prices up there just are starting to skyrocket, and there's 20 to 50 people applying for places in any one time. So she still hasn't found something, so that's a worry. It's a worry for me because it means she doesn't take her stuff, and so it's from, well, I'll just say the front door to the lounge room, boxes and bags everywhere. And the garage is full. And I've managed to pick up a whole heap of extra furniture. So I've got to sell mine. Why? I felt I was so at peace and relaxed, and now I'm like, what happened? I've only had one meltdown. It's not bad going, is it? Not at all. Not bad going at all. I have had the jangly nerves though. That's been a bit of a worry. Jingle jangle. Okay. Let's get that pin out of the way. And what else have I been doing? In the meantime, I've been watching RuPaul's Drag Race, France, because it's the first time in France. I've been doing that. That's quite good, interesting. Very pretty specific style of fashions. I'm enjoying that. Very French in their ideas. And what else was I watching? Last time I was probably watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, I'm still on it. is 7 seasons. So that's still going. Oh, and I watched the new Doctor Who as well. The new Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker is exiting the building now. So that was a special. That was good. That was a special 1.5 hour special. That's 4 strands. Do I want 4 strands? Maybe I do. Oh, so here's a story. So I don't know if any of you are Doctor Who fans, but in my house, we have been watching, my brother and I have been watching, I'm not an avid fan because I don't like every single Doctor, but we have been watching since the very first episode, and the very first episode was on, and we watched it on our old black and white TV in the lounge when we first came to Australia. And my brother must have been, so it must have been 1964-ish, thereabouts, because my brother was, I guess he was a toddler. Well, we came to Australia when he was 18 months old, so maybe we watched it in England. No, I don't think we had a TV till we came to Australia. So he must have been under 3, and he would sit there listening to that theme song, rocking backwards and forwards to the music. He just loved it. And so that was Doctor Who for us. That was the start. We've watched it from the very start. Anyway. Those crazy people over there at the ABC put both the Cybermen and the Daleks in the one episode, and revisited all the past Doctors in one way or another, and some of the companions to the Doctors. So I thought it was a bit epic. It's a bit of an epic episode, that one. Not only is it the first female Doctor, but the new Doctor, when she arrives, is in real life trans. Not an actor playing a trans, but a real trans person. So I think it's pretty amazing the way that it's got with the program, got up on life, up on the world, what's going on. Much more inclusive, a bit more like Star Trek. Maybe they're trying to copy Star Trek, who's been inclusive from the start. Anyway, rant over. That's enough. Get back to this. So, here's one side. And, gosh, I wish I knew where my scissors were. I cut myself. You can't see it. I've got that fake skin over it. My sewing scissors, my material scissors, were so sharp. I was just cutting, and I had my finger under there and snipped my finger. Don't do that at home, folks. Nearly dry. You can see the brush strokes on it. Does that make it look more antique? Who knows? Who knows? All right, I'm going to leave the border. It looks a bit like a Polaroid, doesn't it? That's not antique if it's a Polaroid. the Mod Podge will make it just a little bit more stable, waterproof. Maybe I should put some on the back as well, but it will make it stable and waterproof, and also a little bit stiffer. If you can feel it, it actually does feel like material, just a sort of a plasticky material. So I'm thinking, what do I want? This rips. Yes. Now, so the thing about this is it is actually going to have to slip into something because it's double-sided. Sew this on here. Looks like it could be a little patch or something. Right, so these are going to have very different looks to them, and quite possibly I may not actually put them together straight away just in case. Just in case they really don't work. Let's put this down first. This is really old, this. I don't even know where it came from. Someone's stash, I think. Very thick. Let's do the thing. What does Anne call it? Auditioning. Let's audition the pieces. So I want that up there. I have got enough room to have it off to the side and not as high if I cut those edges off. So I'm still thinking I'll put this here. Get that in place. This might be what I stitch at that house tonight, minding that dog and 3 cats. It's one of those dogs that jumps all the time too. It's annoying. Anyway, there you go, it's money, isn't it? I might have to do something like blanket stitch or something around the edge of this. But it is an antique image, it's just not hand printed. It's printed and hand sealed. I do like it. I wonder if I just don't like that at all. I think I might put that on after. All right, so I've got a bit to go with. The paper, sewing down paper, you just have to be careful that you, very often, just so you know, anyone who's sewing paper often puts a little hole where they want the needle to go, so as it's already there and you don't rip it. So you can just thread it a lot easier. So that's that. Alright, I think I'll be back when I've done it. So I'm just coming to the end of sewing this down. And then we can put the paper on. Just doing a little stitch. So I've already got that little hole there. Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come through here, because I did say I might like to do blanket stitch along the edge. So where is this going? Here, I think. I only did a couple of crosses this side and this side because I knew this would be, I think it was worth bothering doing the middle bits if they weren't going to be showing. Right, now this is going to be a straight line, and I do have that little hole there already. Coming one stitch along, making sure that it's over the top, around. Because it's paper, even though it's got the Mod Podge on it, I don't want to pierce it anywhere by putting a pin in and holding it down. So just doing that one hole for my stitch. I'm doing it this way, so as I'm putting it down into the paper rather than trying to come up from behind, where it creates a space where you can be accidentally making too many holes if you've missed where you want to go in. That makes sense. So that's what I'm going to do around the edge. And one more. Like so. Come back when that's done. Alright, I've got that down, and now I am just putting this little cute bit of antique lace edging down with a couple of, this was from Sarah, this little bit, so cute. Just putting a couple of tiny little crosses to hold that down. Then I think I'm finished for today, and I think that I'll put a different backing on. I don't feel this works so well, so I might just find a nice bit of material backing, and then I'm done. I'll just finish that last bit off camera. Probably gone on a bit long already today. Okay, so this is my little postcard. It's cute in the end. It's taken away the whole printer schmozzle now that I'm enjoying this little piece. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and it's good to be back, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.